I'm supposed to be... Sorry. I forgot that I was supposed to be filming a video about another kind of dog. Let's listen to the new League of Legends Naafiri theme. This, of course, was written by Jason Walsh, senior composer at Riot. Super excited to listen to this. I have not heard it. Yeah, so what's immediately cool to me is that we're instantly building tension, building suspension, building a sense of fear, a little bit of like, who is that? What is that around the corner? There's an inherent feeling of precaution and trepidation, and you get that obviously with this sort of, as we open this thing, there's this quality. It's a build-up. It's a build-up. It doesn't slam you in the face. This is a slow build, and that's very satisfying. But it also, with the violins there, there's a little bit of that maliciousness that I think we see with Naafiri. I saw a picture of you know, the sort of face, which is sort of angry and you know, could destroy you and eat you up and rip you to shreds. And you hear that right away. It's really interesting. Just with a couple instruments, it causes that sense of fear. Wait, that's only like halfway through the song. That's only halfway through the song. That is amazing. Oh God, I don't even know where to start. Boom. So there's something really electric and I think very visceral about having these big block chords, ba-dum, bum, and also we have to understand that rhythm and melody and, you know, chord structure creates different emotions in us. And I think this is a very sharp. It's slow actually, obviously, but it has rhythmic propulsion that causes a really intense feeling of sheer brutality and rage. And you hear that there's a couple different examples. I think for one, so you have these guitars riffing, which are so violent, right? Right. So that is that feeling of like being on the edge of your seat, feeling of virility, the feeling of strength, the feeling of confidence, the feeling of absolutely going to cut you down, unstoppable force. But then you also have drums underneath, which elevate that. So if it was just the car, and if it was just the guitar in terms of like stacking the instrumentation, it would probably be a little bit boring. But what elevates this layering wise is that we have other instruments in there, like the percussion, that on the off beats, which is not da dun dum, in between those da dun dun, you have these hits, and those hits actually drive the intensity forward and elevate the piece. And then this chanting bit here. What I love about that is that we use the human voice to... So the miracle of the human voice is that there are a million different ways to create a feeling and sensation. And one such way is by singing. Like that's one style of singing. That is operatic singing. But the human voice is incredibly malleable. And so if actually we pull all the way back, if I talk to you like this, you're inherently going to pay more attention because I'm whispering. And whispering is highly effective at making us feel a certain way, right? You understand that? You understand that I'm actually gaining your attention more, unless you're skipping this video, in which case, don't. But there's something so effective about pulling back all the way. And it's something that we talk about a lot in classical music singing, where if we are to sing piano, it's actually going to make the audience lean in and pay more attention rather than if we just sing loud the whole time. It causes so much nuance. If we just sing loud, it's kind of boring. Like this track. If this track was just after a while, you'd be like, okay, cool. But actually what happens here is that at the halfway point, we pull all the way back and we get it really close. And what we create is a spectral image of a ghostly image, a feeling of, being hunted, a feeling of prey, a feeling of like a relic of an old time, a feeling of demonic possession, things like that. It's extremely effective and it's super cool. Hey, Una. Go to your bed. Go to your bed. Go to your bed. Good girl. Sorry. Oh yeah, this is cool too because we have... That's a pulled back pianissimo thing. And I assume naturally we're going to build. And what is actually really exciting about that is that feels like a heartbeat, right? It feels like almost like I don't know, if Naafiri's been around, let's say, for thousands of years, undying, right? And so this it's actually that internal rhythm of Naafiri's heartbeat, right? See how we're swelling? I really dig this. And actually what's super impressive about this, if we circle back a little bit, like, that's such a fun musical gesture. Like, that is going to catch us off guard. That is an edge of violence, an edge of aggression. And I think that it's funny because Naafiri, it's very easy with aggressive characters to make them one-dimensional. And the really important part about gameplay and characters and lore and music is that those things aid us to allow for characters to not be one-dimensional. And what's really important here is to show rage and violence and brutality, but also highlight some of the maybe inner characteristics of Naafiri, or any champion, or any real gaming theme for a character that is there in the music. Even something like a little gesture like "ba-da-ba-da-ba-dum," that doesn't have to be "I've got you cornered." That could be "I am the queen," or, you know, there's a certain emotional perspective that just a couple notes can create. And yeah, it's so cool. Yeah, and I think ultimately this music really gives me a don't mess with me energy and don't mess with me sound quality. It's really amazing. Let's check out the gameplay trailer.
We give chase. The lone dog eats small game. Let us expand our feeding grounds. All gristle. With me.
Brutality, trying to expand her empire, determination, focus, not letting anybody get in her way. Naafiri is incredibly intense and violent and very, very, very powerful. I'd love to check out some lore just so I understand the character a little bit better. Naafiri was once a powerful Darkin who sought to be the leader of her kind, but was betrayed by Misha, who sealed her in a dagger. For years she stayed in her crypt, but then one day a human came across said dagger and wrapped it in cloth to avoid touching it, as this person knew what it would do if he did. He heard the howls of the desert hounds and knew he had to get on his horse and get out while he still could. Unfortunately, Naafiri had other plans, as she called to these hounds to lead them to the human, hoping he would slip and accidentally catch the dagger. Unfortunately, he wouldn't live to do so, and the hounds bite into the blade, causing it to spread her consciousness, assimilating her into the pack, thus sharing one mind with her, along with her turning into one of these canines. She rejects the idea of being in a pack at first, but realizes that together they could be the fiercest apex predator in all of Shurima. She and her pack set off to find her siblings to share her wisdom on how to take over Runeterra. Cool personality. Naafiri wants the Darkin to become the dominant life form on Runeterra again. As a means to power, she has abandoned her idea of self, allowing her consciousness to inhabit multiple bodies. Due in part to her canine host, she is vicious and bloodthirsty, with a bestial instinct to hunt and kill. Yeah. I mean, Jason did a great job, and you can hear that in the music so abundantly. Obviously, it's ferocious. It reminds me a lot of Aatrox, actually, because Aatrox was hidden in the blade and so on and so forth. So it makes sense. Anyway, love League of Legends music. There's tons more on the channel. Feel free to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, bye.